It's a new day, and nothing's really quite going your way. You got bad news that's confusing. You got sad news that you're wounded. And it feels like the worst time. You're worried and scared and not fine. You feel unprepared with no signs. Well, it'll be alright, you just gotta fight. What about things happen to the best of us? It seems like they should be blessed. They just might be angels here as guests, teaching us to be our best. When everything breaks at the seams, and you feel like you're losing belief. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart and goes wrong. When you feel let down and so lost, and it feels like you can't hold on. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong, 'cause sometimes things go wrong, and one day everything's gone, but you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong. You know that it sucks and it hurts. It's like you've been cursed by the world at its worst. I'm sorry, I know you can't see it, but maybe all these things happen to you for a reason. So stay strong and push through it. Your willpower is everything you got, don't lose it. And one day things will get better. You just gotta get through the stormy weather. What about things happen to the best of us? It seems like they should be blessed. They just might be angels here as guests, teaching us to be our best. When everything breaks at the seams, and you feel like you're losing belief. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart and goes wrong. When you feel let down and so lost, and it feels like you can't hold on. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong, 'cause sometimes things go wrong, and one day everything's gone, but you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong.
Hello, everybody. So glad you're with us. Hello, Arctic. How are you?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hi, everybody in chat. Ray, Single Mom, Michelle, Cement Shoes, Kim, Linny Poo. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Hello, Lou, and everybody else coming in. My beginning is always a good message. I want everybody who's going through anything just to remember tomorrow's a new day. Stay strong. You can make it through it. And if you can't, we're here to help you. So anyway, Arctic, busy week?
Always.
Always a busy week. All of Arctic's information is in the description. Everything we talk about today is in the description, except for maybe Madeline. I haven't put anything in the description for that, but I want to show Arctic. I want to show your video.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm going to get that. Let me get that. And we will watch Arctic's video. We always watch Arctic's videos. He puts them out so many a day. I don't know how many he did today, but on my community page, you will definitely find them. I try to share as many as I can of Arctic's. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with him, Mr. Lightning Pants himself. That's what I call him. Okay, where's the Madeline one? Yeah, 20 back. Okay, let me get it up here and stop it. There we go. Make it full screen. Oh, I can't do full screen yet. That's how I get it up. Okay. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Let me see, present. is it? Hmm. It's not showing it. Let me get it up here again. This one, close that one. Right. Oops, it's already playing. Sorry, everybody. Hang on. Trying to get it together. Arctic could talk. Stop the deadness.
Well, I'm glad everyone's here today. Yeah, we're going to go over a couple of cases today. We're going to go over, obviously, Madeline, and we're going to talk about a possible serial killer that's on the loose out in Portland, Oregon. And police are now trying to deny that there's any connection between these 6 so far women that have gone and been found under very similar circumstances within a 100-mile radius of each other. So,
Okay, let's see. There we go. We got it. All right. It's showing. Let me start it.
what's going on, guys? This is ARCTICFOX. Welcome.
Can we hear it, Arctic?
Yeah, can you turn it up a little bit?
Sure. Okay. There we go.
Channel, we have a sad update in the missing person case of Madeline Kingsbury, who has been missing out of Winona, Minnesota. Um, Overnight, we had a break in the case. It appears that Adam Fravel, who is her ex-partner and the father of her children, has been arrested on a murder charge as police say they have found her body. Adam Fravel was booked into the Winona County Jail just after 7 p.m. Wednesday, the 7th of June, 2023, hours after human remains were found in some brush off of Highway 43 Wednesday afternoon by a Fillmore County deputy. The Winona County Police Department says the body was discovered during information generated during the Madeline Kingsbury investigation. They're asking the community to please respect the family's privacy at this time and not to speculate on the case until further information is made available. They do plan on sharing an update tomorrow once more information is confirmed. Um, he was booked into court, and I mean, yeah, he's booked into jail. Now, you'll remember that earlier this week, he was fighting in court to gain custody of his 2 children that he had fathered with Madeline Kingsbury. And fortunately, the court ruled that those children would remain with Madeline's family. Madeline's been missing since the 31st of March, and Fravel was the last person to see her alive on the day that she went missing. And, she had dropped her children off at the daycare and returned home. Fravel claims he left the home at around 10 a.m. in a dark van, and when he came back, Madeline was gone. Her keys and jacket had all been left behind. And so I'm glad to see an arrest made in this case finally. And I'm glad, even though it's under unfortunate circumstances, that Madeline was found, because this will help give that family some sense of closure. That's what we want in all of these cases. But I did want to give you the update. If there's a press conference or anything on the case, I will try to stream that. No promises, but I will do my best. But I wanted to give you the update that Madeline's body has been recovered and that her ex partner and the father of her children, Adam Fravel, has been arrested. I don't see any information on what the bail's been set at, if anything. And I will follow up on this and put that information in the description box of the video when it becomes available. But yeah, it's good. It's devastating news for the family that she was found deceased. But again, at least they can put her to rest properly, and at least the person who is responsible for her death has been arrested. um, I didn't think this case was going to have the best of outcomes when I first presented it to you guys. There was just too many red flags revolving Adam Fravel and his actions that day. So just keep this family in your prayers. Keep Madeline's children in your prayers. And if there's any more updates that come along, I'll either put them on my community tab or in the description box of the video, or I'll just make another video. Like I said, if they do a press conference, I will try to stream that. But I wanted to bring you the latest updates in the Madeline Kingsbury case, as only.
Wow.
And they did have a press conference today. I unfortunately got tied up and was not able to stream it. However, there is a link to Kit's channel who streamed the press conference on my community tab for those that want to go watch it.
Right. We can talk about what was said because I did watch it. This is a home state case. I live in Minnesota. And of course, I didn't hear about it until Arctic said something to me. So there again, we have the state lacking on information for those who live here. But I did watch the press conference, and they had found her in an area they had already searched.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was her body was covered in such a way that they were unable to see it. They did verify it was her.
And they said it wasn't far away from the ex's home. So.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't very far away. I do believe they said within 7 miles. I don't quote me, but I think that is what was said.
That's what was said.
And so there is, there's some closure there for the family. They know that she is now passed on, and hopefully they can give her a proper burial and everything. The thing that bothers me the most of this case is that the father was still trying to get custody of these children, knowing what he did. Sorry.
Oh, well, you know, he had also threatened to sue Madeline's parents, because what happened was when all this went down, CPS went over there to try to take the kids because they were with Adam's family after this had happened. Yeah. And they had an order to take the kids into CPS custody. They refused to hand the kids over peacefully. They were obstructing the CPS workers from getting the kids, and their family, including Adam's dad, was the worst of it, said, well, I'll just sue you because this is a bunch of bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Right. Well, I'm like, good luck with that lawsuit, buddy, because in my eyes, I think you're an accessory here. I think you're no better than the Landrys because y'all trying to sell your house, and I think that has something to do with the fact that you knew this was coming.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this guy knew what he did. He planned it out. He might not have planned it. It might have been one of them spontaneous things. But from the point of him doing it to planting her body and covering it up and all that, he knew. He knew when he talked to the police that he was the killer. He knew as he was going into court and lying and saying his children would be safe with him. Look, you're demented. There's just no other way to say you're delusional, you're demented, you have some mental illnesses. I don't care what your reasoning is. You should never take a mother away from their children, especially if it's over custody. I'm sure if you wouldn't be such an asshole, you'd be able to see your kids. There's got to be a reason, I mean, come on. It just does. Sometimes it's vindictive wife and husband fighting and the children get involved in that. And that is very sad.
Yeah. I mean, and they showed pictures of this dude literally pretty much stalking the people that were out searching for Maddie. There was video of that out there. This guy, I swear, all he's missing is the face mask. And he looks just like Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th.
You got a good way of putting things. But yeah, I mean, it takes some kind of, what is your mental capacity when you're thinking about getting, you're the murderer. You obviously think you're going to get away with it. Okay, right there is beyond me, especially with the forensics and data and all that other stuff. And people are stupid. They bring their phones with them. You know what I mean? They have tracking things on cars and all this other stuff. And there's eyewitnesses.
And that's how they solved the case. They said that they went and they got forensics from the electronic devices, and that's how they ultimately found Maddie.
Yep, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. These people that think they're getting away with something, and they take it to the extent where they're going to go to court and sit there and lie and perjure themselves in court for the custody of their children. What's going on up there? Do you know what I mean? There's
Yeah, and we need to keep that officer that actually found Maddie in our prayers too, because
yeah.
from what my understanding is, he was alone when he found her. The forensics is what led him to go search again over there, but he was by himself at the time that they found the body. So,
Right. And look, I've never come across a dead body. I hope I never do. I can't imagine what that would do to my psyche, but I really do have to give it to the law enforcement and their agencies that worked really hard to do what they did for Maddie and find her and give some closure. And hopefully there will be justice. Although there's really, like you've heard victims say, and I've heard victims say, there really is no justice because they still have lost their loved one. The children still have to grow up without their mother, knowing that their father is the murderer. That is just horrible. I mean,
I gotta say, it's glad to be able to applaud the law enforcement for a change.
yeah,
I mean,
especially in Minnesota, right? Right? I mean, we do have a good state, but there's a lot of screwed up law enforcement here in the cities. In Minneapolis, I want to say Minneapolis is very, very, it's corrupt. It's bad. We have all seen it. The nation has seen it, and it's an embarrassment, and it's horrible. And I don't condone any of that stuff that happened with George Floyd or even the lady that thought it was her taser, right?
yeah,
You've been
how
in
do you
the force
mistake
for
a taser?
25 years and you don't know the difference of your
Yeah.
taser and a gun.
One's bright yellow and one's black, and they look completely different. But
And
you're supposed to be a trained law enforcement officer.
25 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't give that. Look, I don't know what you're on or what your mental stability is, but obviously our police force needs some ongoing mental therapy and check-ins. I believe that for every law enforcement agency, they need to have annual, mental health checks, because it's got to be devastating to be out there. First of all, every minute that you're out there, you're afraid for your life, I'm sure. Okay. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to come across. It's a scary world. I think you need checking for that, right? I mean, you do need to be checked to see if you can handle your job still, or are you going to be that knee on the throat police officer?
I agree. I mean, and I think that goes for firefighters and EMS too, because if you think about it, they see some of the worst things that anyone could possibly imagine seeing. Just like our veterans, which is why their suicide rate is so high, is because they've got a serious mental health issue going on within the armed forces that's not being addressed as properly as it should be.
No. And if we want them to continue to do the job that they set out to do, because I truly do believe that people set out to do a good job, that they they don't want to, get a badge and make the rules. I don't believe that. Maybe that happens, but I don't believe that's what they intend to do. And you can't really blame them if they get what is PTSD? They get I don't know, anxiety. I can only imagine some of that. I'm not a professional. I don't know. My thoughts on it are, though, any normal person seeing traumatic things like that over and over and over again is going to do something to their psyche. And if they're constantly protecting their life every single second of the day, thinking, and they get lied to all day long, right? I mean, how many people are really honest with the police? So, you know what I mean? They got all that stuff going on, so I can understand it. But I think if they want to do a better job in our states and our counties and, our government wants to do good jobs, they should make sure their mental stability is checked on and they get upgoing information and education. And I'm loving the facts that we have social workers in Minnesota. We do have special social workers that are going to be called out to scenes of, where people might be having a mental breakdown. We've seen
I think that's something that needs to be nationwide. They are specially trained to handle those types of situations. And unfortunately, while there are some really great law enforcement officers out there, they're not trained to handle someone that's in the middle of a mental health crisis per se. So
exactly. So I applaud that. That's happening in Minnesota now. That just passed with our legal rec and legal medical. We've had legal medical, but so a lot of things have passed, and that is one of them. And I'm very happy about that. I'm also happy about the special units for the Black girls and women of Minnesota. So when they go missing, or they have a special units to make sure that they get out there because they don't get enough coverage, like the Native Americans. I'm waiting for that to happen here. So there are some good things happening for the missing and the murdered, and bravo to Minnesota this time for helping Maddie's family. I'm very, very thankful for that. And I know the community of Winona is too, which I went to all the time. So it was like, when I was a kid, kind of brought back memories, and it's so sad. It's a beautiful place to grow up, and you wouldn't think that kind of stuff would happen, but there again, everywhere, right? Like
everywhere.
Your video on predators and teachers, and that was a great video. Yeah, check out Arctic as playlist for the day. You will be surprised at some of the things he's got on there. Besides the missing that are currently missing, there's been some found. But you want to talk about your little video there with the predators? I mean, I was like, what?
Well, I don't get credit for that. My friend Justice Jess and her fiance get credit for that. Her fiance is actually the one that made the arrest in that case, and he's one of my law enforcement contacts. He helps me run tags for stories that I'm doing and get background information. But yeah, I mean, you can play the video if you want, and I highly suggest you all go check out Justice Jess on TikTok. She is amazing. She's putting these stories out, letting people be aware of predators that are out there on the loose and helping to catch them and get them off the streets. So
yeah, I'm very happy for him, and I'm glad that people are bringing awareness to it because they're everywhere. And as we know, our society is kind of taking a turn to, let's just say, kind of encourage children and adults and sex, and it's not good. I don't even know.
We've got platforms like TikTok that won't even blink an eye at 12-year-olds dancing on a pole like a stripper, but you say the word suicide on one of your videos, they'll take your channel down. So
exactly. It's getting really bad. It's really getting bad. And thank you, everybody who's just joining. I want to make sure I say hello. I see you. Just really hard to try to remember for me, especially on a hangover, guys. Okay, yesterday was my birthday. I had a great day, but I drank a little too many watermelon martinis at lunch, and I'm just a little hungover, a little puffy, and my mind isn't working right. And Arctic, he's laughing at me the whole time, but what are you going to do? So anyway, and then there was another video done today by AF Pennington, who I respect very much. Her videos are really good. I'd like everybody to go take a look at it. I didn't get permission to play it, so I'm not going to, because that's just who I am. But the link to her video is in the description, and all the links that for her resources are also there. So anything you see today will be in the description. I try to be very good about that because it's important that people can go research and look for themselves. And she was talking about the ethics of true crime creators, people talking with real life pain and with ongoing cases. And it's a 5-minute video, and it's excellently done. Please make sure you get over there and see that, because I think she does really good work. So yeah, I'm a Lottie, and I don't want to sound like we listen to too many but I really am having a hard time. Nobody's fault but mine. Hey, I mean, I realize it. I'm a grown ass woman and shouldn't have drank so much. I wouldn't have the but
hey, you only turn 80 once, so no
you said it. That is so true. So true. Oh my gosh. But as we know, there's a lot of people that claim to be in the true crime community that are absolutely nothing but bullshit. They put their names missing children in their hashtags. They stay there. They don't even, maybe they say their name to refer them to other creators, but they don't say their name for the good intent that it should be. I don't think anybody that claims to be in the true crime community, me, and I know I could speak for Arctic because me and Arctic feel exactly the same way. You should not be taking your drama into a missing child's case, and you should not be taking the respect and dignity that the child deserves by talking crap when you're using their names, especially when it's to talk about other creators, which is a bunch of bullshit. Why don't you just say, hey, I'm a bullshitter. I'm going to talk about true crime creators and the bullshit they do, or the bullshit I think they do. Because most of the time they've got something so twisted it's not even true. I see it all over the internet.
Exactly. And there's plenty to talk about that is true. And there's plenty of excellent commentary creators that call those other creators out.
Yes.
So, I mean, we don't need the people that are so-called true crime creators out here saying a bunch of bullshit, putting Summer Wells or Michael Vaughn's name in the title of a video when they go on for 80 minutes talking shit about another creator and never once mention the child.
Exactly. I mean, this kind of shit infuriates me and Arctic, and I'm sure a lot of other really good creators that want to get the information out, that deserve to have the views and deserve to have these facts put out and the truth, the the news, the LA updates, the facts of the child missing, the facts of the child going missing. The attacking of the families has gotten to the point for me that I just want to punch them. I don't know how else to say it.
Look, I covered a case the other day, and even in this missing woman's group that was started by her family, there was a lot of drama and speculation going on regarding the case. And I made a reference to it in the video, but I didn't go into detail because going over a bunch of speculation does not do anything to bring a conclusion to a case, to move it forward or anything like that. Now, yes, it is something to take note of when there is a lot of questions surrounding the property and who paid the taxes on the property and this and that, because it could very well have something to do with the disappearance. But to go accusing someone when you don't have any facts to base that off of, that's a whole different story. I mean, and a little speculation is fine, but you need to make sure you're saying, hey, this is just my personal opinion. This is what I'm seeing here. And it may not be true. And if it's not, I'll be the first to admit that I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
And if you're going by logic and the facts, you can usually speculate with good, with on the balance of it makes sense. Right? Instead of some of these so off the wall things, and then also putting crimes onto a child that have not been done is something absolutely deplorable to me. How they can say like Summer Wells was SA'd and there's been no proof of that, or that she is passed on, no proof of that. Them are the type of things that absolutely should never be said about a child or anybody if you don't have proof on that, right? I mean, why would you want to put that on to them? They already have a story that is tragic. They're missing.
And then there's already enough drama in, especially Summer's case, without all of that. Here's the deal, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. We all want Summer to be found safe. We want her to come home one day. So what's going to happen when she comes home and she types her name into Google or YouTube, because she's going to get older. She's going to want to know what happened when she went missing. The internet's forever, guys. And it doesn't matter if you are one of those creators that has the ethics to take the video down when you're wrong, which there aren't very many out there. But there are other people. Everyone screen records and clips everyone. No matter what, if you delete it, it's still out there. Someone has it. Someone's posted it. And it's going to be out there forever.
Absolutely. And like Skunk says, And I mean, 6 cents. They're siblings. They have siblings that are going to do this. Are you going to be the one that trashes their whole family and makes them feel this big or like nothing? Or are you going to be somebody who was out there telling a fact, speaking the truth, trying to really help? Because there's a big difference. That, you know, I mean, the added drama gets you views, gets you clicks, gets you your super chats. That's what that's all about. But why do you find it necessary to use a live ongoing case? Because you're hurting the case. No matter what you think, in real life, the legal way of things and the way they work, you are so much harm with all that bullshit that you put out. And we all know who they are. And they continue to get views and they continue to have hundreds in their chat. And that's fine. That's what you like. But then don't complain that they're doing that. Okay. Because you're over there supporting that. You know what I'm saying? I want people who want facts. And a lot of people say that. And when you do it, it's boring. And maybe I'm boring. That could be it. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. I might not be everybody's cup of tea, right? I just want people to know the facts. And I don't think that anybody deserves to have the trash done to them in some of these cases that have been done. Nobody deserves that. Nobody does. We're all human and we all have pain, and it could happen to you. You could be the next person that is looking for somebody's, you know, your loved one or your child or your friend. And then would you want any of them guys to talk about that case and to do that to you or your family or friends? I know I wouldn't. I certainly would not. You there, Arctic? Or did your kitty take you away?
No, I'm here.
Sorry for ranting, guys.
No, I was trying to respond to where the wind blows. They said that their phone said I called them ridiculous. I never called anyone ridiculous, much less where the wind blows. So I don't know.
But, oh my God, it says on my phone, you just called me Arctic ridiculous. Oh, you're watching. You must be watching the closed caption, because that might be it, right? Because the closed caption does that to you. I don't think Arctic would ever call. Where the Wind Blows is a great sub.
Yeah, one of my best subs. So I mean,
oh no, Where the Wind Blows is saying it is ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And Lou had said something about Scotty's shirt. I agree with you, Lou, that's something that's going to be traumatic for Scotty for the rest of his life, having that T-shirt out there. But I also have to agree with law enforcement putting it out, because it was kind of pertinent to the case, because that's what Scotty was last seen wearing at the time that he disappeared. And we want to be able to give an accurate description, even though it was harsh, the things that were written on that shirt of what child was last seen wearing. So
yeah, absolutely. I understand that that's embarrassment from the family, and that goes to show you maybe why some of that happened and maybe why he was gone. You know what I mean? Hi, Duchess. Glad to see you. One thing I do want to say is that the teenagers that have been missing, lots of them lately, a lot. And we all have to remember that the internet is available to them. Please be a responsible parent or auntie or cousin or friend, and make sure that you know what websites are going on, so they're not being groomed and told to run away because they're not loved at home, or they're not understood, or whatever techniques they happen to be using, right? I mean, that's important, that you know that happens, and it should not continue to happen. If we can help it, let's help that. And Arctic, let's talk about the not serial killer.
So there has been the bodies of 6 women, all within a 100-mile radius of Portland, Oregon, all found manner of death. Well, they haven't released the manner of death on all of them, but from my understanding, it's a very similar MO. And they have all been located in like ditches and very hidden locations. And even law enforcement had come out and said, hey, we think there may be a problem. And then they did a complete 180 the other day and said, oh, well, no, we don't think these cases are connected. Not at all. Nothing to see here. And I did a video on it. I think that they need to really take a hard look at it. I think they need to really look at whether there is a possible serial killer out there or not. Now, I get why they are doing a turnabout on it, because they don't want the public up in arms that, hey, there's a serial killer on the loose. But at the same time, by doing that, they're doing a great disservice to the public, because, hey, there might be a serial killer on the loose. And so we, in order to protect the public, they need to be forthcoming with a little bit of information on this, and not just be in complete denial about it and say, hey, nothing to see here, because by doing that, they are putting the public at large in danger. And it's like I said in my video, if you're a woman and you're living in the Portland, Oregon area right now, you need to be packing, whether it is, pepper spray, whether it's a stun gun, or whether it's a pew-pew. You need to be packing something, because I feel like, given the number of people that are still missing and unaccounted for, and these 6 found deceased under very similar circumstances, there's a very real possibility that there is a serial killer out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we all know that they just don't want to put panic into the, masses, because, well, I don't know, but I think they should know. Just like you said, they should make sure they're safe. For sure, because it's just too coincidental, within 100 miles of each other. And the few that they have said their manner of death, it's been strangulation or suffocation, correct?
Correct.
So, I don't know about the connection of women. Like, a lot of them have a certain type or something, but maybe it's just he's traveling in this area around the highways.
Well, I know one of them, at least as of the recording of my video, was still yet to be identified. So, I mean, they're being very, very hush-hush about a lot in the case, which I get, because if they are low-key trying to build a case against the serial killer, I get that. But like I said in the video, you've also got to keep the public safety in mind. And so you don't have to say, hey, this is exactly how he did it, this is what he did it with, blah, blah, blah. But you do need to at least be forthcoming and say, hey, there is a very real possibility that we have someone out here that is going and attacking this certain age and this certain sex. And, just put the information out there to protect your citizens. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not telling you to give us all the details of the case, but hey, protect the people in your community.
Yep, absolutely. And there, Duchess dropped some information here and a link where you can go check it out for yourself on exactly what is going on, because it is concerning. And it's also very concerning about the children that have been missing. What is it, like 30 of them?
At least every day, it seems like I'm covering another one from the Washington and Oregon area that has gone missing. And what's scary about that is that Oregon is one of the highest rates of trafficking in the United States right now.
Yeah.
And they're stamping all these kids runaways. They don't even take into account the possibility that they've been trafficked. They just stamp them a runaway. So
right. And I don't know how our audience feels about that. They can say it in comments or in the chat here, drop it. But I mean, to me, it's concerning. It very concerning when there's 1, 2, 3 teenagers missing in a same area in a short amount of time, let alone like 30. And like Arctic says, it grows every day. I mean, it's absolutely frightening. This can happen everywhere, USA, people.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just isolated to Portland either. I
No,
mean,
look
we've
at
got
South
an
Dakota,
alarming number missing in
in
the Dakotas
Washington.
right now. We've got an
Yeah,
alarming number missing in Minnesota right now. We've got an
yes,
alarming number missing in Virginia, where I cover at least 2 cases a day, it seems like, out of Virginia.
yes. It's these areas. They need to step their law enforcement up, step up investigations, putting out their names, especially like the Dakotas are horrible, horrible for the missing, and there's so many. There's like at least 5 to 6. I looked 1 month and I seen at least 3 child to teen be missing in South Dakota,
Oh
Sioux Falls
yeah,
area, the Sioux Falls area
yeah.
especially, and
Yes,
no
scroll
pictures.
through
Yes,
my community tab. See how many
absolutely.
Native American children are posted on there almost every single day, unless I don't have a chance to post there. But I usually post at least 3 to 5 Native American people missing out of the Sioux City area.
Yeah, it's horrible. It is. I mean, we've got to step it up. These are our children. And especially with the way politically things are going towards our children, we really need to step up the rights of parents, good parents, and raising their kids and being aware. And, stranger danger is real. And there's nothing wrong with teaching your child stranger danger. In fact, do it. Do it whatever way you have to. If you have to have somebody come and snatch your kid away because your kid doesn't listen, somebody your kid doesn't know. I've seen that done. My friend had to do that. Their kid was not afraid of anybody, go up to anybody, get in that car, didn't care. Well, when a friend that we knew, but that child didn't know, came up and took the kid off for an hour. Of course, they were only at the park. We all knew what was going on. The kid was, the guy was going, I could kill you. Really saying that to him. It wasn't like a 2-year-old. You know what I'm saying? It was a 9-year-old child who could understand what that meant. And that kid never did it again. I don't know. There's some harsh realities there. You do it, but you have to be able to as a parent. And they're trying to take parents' rights away, like what they can be taught in school. And some of the things I heard yesterday, what a teacher was telling a kid was way beyond any limit of what a parent would allow.
Oh, absolutely.
I just, look, I'm not against gays. I'm not against blacks. I'm not a racist. I'm not homophobic or nothing. My daughter is gay. I'm very proud of my daughter. Okay. Has nothing to do with who she is. Okay. But when you're using that against children, or you're trying to use that to make pedos okay, you're not okay with me. No way should that stuff be going on in school. Teaching your child.
Exactly. I mean, here's the thing, especially with this being Pride Month, I think it has to be said.
Yeah.
We have an alarming number of young people who commit suicide because they're not being accepted at home. They go to school, they're not being accepted there. And I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I don't care what your religious beliefs are. If you're driving a child to commit suicide, then you don't need to be a parent and you don't need to be a teacher.
Amen. And if you're teaching things that should be either taught at home or learned when you're older, stop. Just stop. You have no right to do that. And you have no right to sway kids one way or another. Okay. It's confusing enough being a child and growing up in this world and being a teenager and making, choices and trying to find out who you are, let alone having somebody either down you for who you are, or disown you for that, or somebody encouraging you to do things that are against what you believe. It's just, it's not your place.
Well, and they need to leave politics out of schools entirely, because honestly, I don't want my kids indoctrinated with someone else's beliefs when they go to school. So
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. What I heard yesterday, I will definitely never play on my channel, and I'm thankful I heard it, but also in the same, I'm so shocked that it goes on. It's horrible. I mean, I don't get it. I'm at a loss for words, I guess, with it. Our children need protection. People need to do better for our children. We as a community, as YouTubers, need to do better for them, if we can, by resources, awareness. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to do, I think.
Exactly. I mean, you know, and a lot of history now they're trying to say can't be taught in school and this and that and the other. And this is why we have people today that deny that the Holocaust happened. So, I mean,
Yeah, you can't rewrite history, right? And
exactly.
what you're supposed to do from it is learn from history, move on with lessons, not repeating it in a worse way. Well, the things that are going on in this world today are like, you can't really talk about them because they're very sensitive, and it's, I mean, you get, you can't talk about them, but they're still going on, and we have to just take back what is correct, morally correct, and
And
right.
unfortunately, that's why a lot of people are choosing to homeschool now, and it's hard. It's hard enough being a parent when you've got a school to send your kids to, especially because we've got so many single parents out there. They're trying to do everything on their own. Well, now when you're afraid to send your kid to school because of what they're being taught there, and you've got to homeschool them, and you're a single mom trying to work two jobs just to support your kid, what are you supposed to do?
Exactly. And I was a single mom, raised two kids, and I depended on the school to be good education for my kids. And I was involved in it, and I had two jobs, but not everybody can do that. I mean, every household's different and they make it work, but just to take parents' rights away, take their kids away because they're not conforming to some certain things is not right. It's not okay. Not in my eyes. So I don't know. We've covered a lot. We leave a lot to think about, right?
Yeah, I mean, and we've always got, and this is just a fraction of what we could cover if we really wanted to. I mean, we could be like some of the other YouTubers and do an 18-hour live stream.
Yeah. Not me. Nobody wants to listen to me for that long. I mean, they might want to listen to you for that long. I don't think anybody wants to listen to me for that long. And I really don't know what I would say. I mean, geez, I have a hard enough time with my words. But I do really appreciate everybody that's here listening to us and sharing our videos and our links to things. And please sign Arctic's. Everybody needs a Amber Alert petition in the description. Check out AF Pennington's latest video on ethics and how a true crime channel should be, or people should handle true crime cases. It's very interesting. There's channels I support, Dutchy and WHITEBOY and Damaged Goods, and there's just so many. But I support them. Circle Jerks, but that's not, Circle Jerks aren't true crime, but they're good. I love them.
Well, they call out some real crime over there.
Yeah, in a very classy way. I really, really do adore every single one of them, and they're a good channel. Check them out. There's a great
Absolutely.
DJ out there. Matthew is silly AF. He is funny, and I love his music he plays over there. He's getting close to 1,000, so I think I put his link on my community wall. If you haven't, go sub up to him because I like his music, and he takes requests and he shows you like how to get avatars for your videos and how to play music without getting struck. And he's kind of a techie guy. It's kind of cool. So check him out. Of course, always check out Arctic every single day for his hundreds of videos Mr. Lighton puts out. I'm exaggerating, but he does put out the most videos on the missing with their facts and their faces than anybody on YouTube. And congratulations to him in his 9,000. Let's see him get way more, and we know he will. He deserves it. And that's it for me.
And I just want to thank everyone for being here today, guys. I mean, I know I throw a little humor in when I come on live, but you got to do that when you talk about the type of cases that have the gravity to them that we talk about. Otherwise, I'd be locked up in a mental ward by now with about 4 or 5 padded walls around me. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to take away from anything when I throw a joke in here or there, but it's how I deal with the stress of what we talk about.
Exactly. I love your humor. It gets me by. Some days it's about to kill me, but other days, because you guys don't get to hear the things I do. But Arctic is funny as hell, dude. He really is. So anyway, go. Hey, thank you, black screen. Or blank screen. And thank you, St. Louis Missing. I haven't seen you in here. And Tashaka. There we go. One of them names, Arctic. You know who I'm talking about down here? What? I don't. Who's this person? I'm bad. Horrible at names.
Oh, yeah, Dashunka. She's in Matt's chat all the time. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've seen the name, but I've never said it. So, look, I get on the little called Arctic. Arctic, how do you say this name? Because I'm really bad at it. Yeah, I need some work. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. I'm going to play my little cheesy exit. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend coming. And please do something good for somebody today. Share a face. Make somebody smile. Thanks, Arctic. I will talk to you shortly.
All right.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change. Play the game that we say. I need a break. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want.